Hafara everyone and welcome back to episode number 31 of Osahra. Skip here all by myself. $2 couldn't join us today. He had some extra things at work and well, couldn't do the recording together, unfortunately. So guys, hopefully you are doing very well, because I kinda had at the beginning I didn't have the inspiration of what to do in this episode, but then I started to build a part of water station, and I didn't feel I could do it because maybe something was missing, or maybe because I was not into the mood of doing that. Not totally sure. But the thing is, while I was watching the city and looking at our El Canem that is growing, our baby is growing, I mean I can see lots of places where there is absolutely nothing. And I said, okay, I think I should try to start feeling more of the city, even though it is way much better and everything looks perfectly, more or less, maybe said. But anyways, the thing is, I'm doing many things, trying to fill in some gaps and spaces. Now I'm working at a hospital, at a little hospital here. Well, maybe not that little, but it is a hospital, and I made a parking area in front of it. There will be some residential areas all around the hospital here. I've tried to play a little bit with the decals, as you can see, trying to find a combination, because even though I know we are in Osahra, and I know, guys, we kept saying that Osahra is a very poor country. It is a poor country, but you know what? There are poor countries, well, actually not that poor, because when it's led by dictators, it is a poor country, but not that poor. Usually the dictators want people to be poor so they can have, let's say, more power over them. Even though sometimes you can think about it, it's kind of dangerous to do so. But I think that's how things are really working during a communism or dictatorship. Yeah, I think that's how things are working. Even though in my country, long time ago, almost 30 years ago, there was such thing here. But moving on, because I don't want to start politics and talking about politics. Maybe some of you are just waiting for these kind of things, or you like this subject. I don't. I dislike the subject. The thing is that some places in our city should be really great, some should be very bad, very poor, and some should be, let's say, mediocre. We need all kind of places. You'll see that this hospital on this side, it looks pretty okay-ish, but in some other, on the other sides or around it, things are not doing that well, or not looking that well. So I'm trying to combine these nice aspects with beautiful things, and with ugly things, with dirt, poorness, and garbage and everything. So it always should be a combination between all these, in my opinion. I'm very glad to see one thing. If you can see here at the bottom of the screen, our population is going quite well, and I'm pretty happy to see so. I think at a point I reached 35,000 people, something like that. But as you know, population is growing, it's decreasing and then growing again, and so on. Well, it's maybe it's something like normal things. Okay. What else should I tell you about this? The hospital. Yeah, I was saying that the hospital, we didn't have a hospital here, and I've looked in the workshop to see if I can find something that might fit into our theme here, and I found this. and it's pretty interesting. And oh yeah, I remembered. And before saying that, I was telling you guys that I'm very happy, and not only that the population of the city is growing pretty fast and big, but I'm happy because everything starts to work as I was looking for. You will see at a point, now that I plopped these buildings here, you will see how many people will move into the city and move into these areas and fill in all those parking areas. Plus, lots of other roads are kind of full of cars and traffic. Even though the traffic is not bad, God knows why. Are we still the best traffic managers there, or is just something else? I don't know, but it is interesting because we are trying to achieve a bad traffic and it is quite impossible. Maybe we need more industrial places or something like that. Not totally sure. Sorry for my phone, I just muted it because I kind of forgot. So what was I saying? Yeah, about that. So maybe we need an industrial area somewhere so all the people can go back and forth, you know, to have a job, to work there, and then get back home. Maybe that will be bringing more traffic. Or there is another thing. If I'm not mistaken, in the game, there is something about the time of the day. I mean, you know, like in real life, at some hours there is rush hour. People are leaving homes, or and in the evening they are coming back home. And because I'm using an hour that usually no one is usually people are either at work or at home. Maybe that's one of the reasons. That's a good point and idea. But anyways, now you can see how many people are moving in. Even though I just plopped few buildings, not so many. I found some other cool residential buildings on the workshop. So for all of you guys there that are interested to see our collection and everything that we are using, just go at the description of the video and look for the collection of assets and or the collection of modes, and you'll be able to find everything you need. I doubt that we forgot. Maybe we forgot some 1, 2 or 3 props or assets to add in the collection. Sometimes it might happen, but I mean there are not that many of them. Good, that's a good thing. Here in this little corner near the buildings, I wanted to make a construction site area, and you see me doing a magic trick, popping out of nowhere, like now, popping out of nowhere a building which is in construction. I just copied from another place in the town, in the city here. Yeah, I kinda do this, kinda find some cool stuff to just copy them because I don't want to redo them. Also, this is something that I think we are kinda missing in the city here. A big and nice construction area with lots of cranes and stuff like this. So I think maybe in my next episode I might do that, in case $2 will not do it. Plus, guys, I'm going to ask you if you have any ideas of what kind of buildings we should use for the embassies. Many of you mentioned that we should do lots of embassies. So not lots, maybe some of embassies in Osahra here, and that's a really good idea. But I kept looking on the workshop and I looked at some buildings, and I'm not sure which building we should use, because there are, maybe from my point of view, there are not too many that fit for an embassy. So if you have any idea, please do post the links with the buildings from the workshops team. that would be really appreciated, and it would be a big hand of help. So because that would be something in the future that I'm going to do, or $2 we are going to do. Some other future ideas, that would be a university and some other maybe in a district with the residential areas as well, but a big university here, we kind of need one. We don't have such thing, in El Karem yet. Also, on our plans, we have beside university, big construction site, some embassy areas, a rebel camp. As soon as we manage to have some more assets that can fit for such thing. Also a ways somewhere in the desert there, that would be really cool. A ways with some building, with a little village, camels and some traders there. Some things like this, even though even a harbor might be something interesting. $2 did it in his first episode, which actually was the second episode of Osahra, but his first one. He did the old harbor there, which is really still looking really good. But maybe we can make a bigger one and a more active one. Well, that's an idea. I did the called commercial area there. We'll still try to fill in lots of areas where it's absolutely nothing. We need to fill them in with these residential areas, buildings, people, so we can have more population. I'm thinking, not totally sure, but I'm thinking to stop around 70,000 population. I mean, I think it's quite enough. Usually after 65 or the 60, the mark of 60k population, the game is not running that good anymore. I don't want to say smoothly, but it doesn't run good anymore any longer. Plus, you cannot speed up the game because the population is too big. And also I know that because I have one map where I have 80 plus population, 80k population, and I'm using it even in my streams, and I cannot speed the game. I mean, the game runs okay-ish, but I cannot speed the game. If I want to speed up the game to have something or to do something, it's not a go-go. So that's a problem. But anyways, plus imagine the entire FPS. Okay, so what was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, I think these are some of our plans for the future. Maybe $2 has some extra plans. What else? Okay, let me talk about also my builds. You saw earlier that I did some football fields. Like I've been looking over Cairo on Google Maps, and I saw that there are so many football fields and so many places with lots and lots of trees and lots of green areas. So that these kind of things are kind of it is something that exists in these kind of cities. And here I've also plopped some tennis courts. I prefer to, I mean, we need to fill in some of the gaps between the buildings at a point, and either we can do that with parks or with little shops or little sport fields and so on. And I thought that, well, the sport fields would be really cool. I do not want to add too many parks because, well, we are talking about Osahra, and in Osahra, even though we are not, let's say, not respecting, but we are not doing everything as we planned to do before. But the thing is, it's hard. It's hard due to the lack of assets, due to the lack of things made for this kind of theme and builds. But we are doing our best, even though sometimes we add some things that might not be exactly as it is in real life. I also found this new synagogue, or something like this is called. to add here. Yeah, I know, because you guys told us to place more mosques and synagogues like this in the city. This is how they look like in real life, these kind of cities. So we are doing that. Even though the workshop there are not too many, but it is better than it was when we started the series. There was only 3 of them, I guess. Now there are around 6, so it's a better number. It's a bigger number and better one. But yeah, maybe $2 has new plans as well. Also, yes, you are going to say that these buildings from here are kinda colorful, but in my opinion, they're just fine. In some Eastern European countries, or even in Cairo, and even in countries led by dictators, you can still see some colorful buildings, not only grayish and white and dark buildings. So maybe something like that will not be that bad, I guess. I also added some little details on the road, like cracks, dirt, stains, and stuff like this, because I usually don't do that, but I think I should add more in the future in all my cities where I'm building something, because I know they look more realistic, and instead of having the asphalt or the pavement very clean, but I'm still trying to get used to the fact that I need to do this more and not think about FPS. This is what I still have in my reflexes from the moment I start playing this game. I've tried my very best not to go crazier with plopping stuff because of the FPS. Now I have a better computer and everything works way much better, and I think I should get rid of that those things that made me be careful with plopping stuff, because it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing, not that I don't want to plop them or I don't know how to plop them. It's just because I'm afraid of FPS. But I keep saying to myself, that's a thing that should be in the past, no more to be afraid of it. Also here I did a little thingish garbage area for people living there to throw their garbage. Plus many trees to fill in the gaps, because I don't want to just add dirt and mud and something like this. I mean, little places with green areas are also really a good thing to have here in the city. For a second there I wanted to also make a, let's say, a live moment in the city. I mean, not to show you only the time lapses, also to show you what I'm going to do and how and after the build. But what I did today, the entire build, as you can see, even though it's kind of speed up, it takes 20 plus minutes, and with a live moment in the city it would have taken a little bit more. So I preferred just to leave the time lapse now, and maybe in the future when $2 cannot join me, I can do that once more. So yeah, I'm trying to, even though here I didn't want to do anything, I just wanted to leave those spaces empty. I said to myself, well, let's do that, Skibby. Let's do more residential buildings there. We need to fill more spaces, because I think we kind of need like maybe around 5 total, or between 5 and 10 episodes just to fill the gaps, because there are too many gaps here, too many empty spaces. And on the, let's say, right side of the main palace there, it is also a very big gap, and we kind of need to fill it in. Anyways guys, ready to end this time lapse, and cinematics will hit ya in a bit. But before that will happen, I wanna say once more, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you do enjoy it, and if you think everything is for your heart, and maybe you found inspiration as well, don't forget to hit the like button. That will help us quite a lot. Don't forget to even leave comments, leave some ideas. Don't forget to leave maybe a link from the workshop with some buildings that might fit the embassies. And of course, subscribe to our channel if you are new here and you want to see more of Osahra, and not only. And see you next time, guys. See you next week on $2.20's channel. I'm more than sure that I will be there too. Wish you all the best, guys, and of course, I salute you.